show you something, and if you're easily disappointed, I'd look away now. If you're easily disappointed, you may as well entirely fuck off for the next undecided amount of minutes. What I'm going to show you starts with this. Follows up with this. And then just before it actually begins, I'll take a sip of coffee. Stew over the fact that I don't think I have anything to say. And then smile ever so slightly to myself about the fact that that's the same thing that happens every time, yet it happens anyway. Good. I'm fucking with you, don't worry. The reason I'm here is debatable, but I think the last video got kind of probably about there was like an 1,060% view increase than all the other videos. I don't know why. I didn't do anything differently. Maybe a crafty use of tag words. It doesn't really matter. So I realised that the chances of more people seeing this video is it's an increased chance. One side of the coin just got a bit heavier, and it's potentially detrimental for me to sit here with a cigarette in my hand at the beginning of the week that's about to come to an end, publicising the fact that I was going to quit drinking and smoking, and yet I tripped up. So today we're talking about tripping up and the differences. There's different types of trips, because some of you are just fucking falling down steps constantly, and if you do anything enough times, you eventually get good at it. So you build skin that's very good at bouncing off steps, to the point where everything inside doesn't notice the steps as you're going down. And whilst I say you, I think you know, somewhere in a not too distant place, there are people shouting fucking hypocrite at their screen. But we've already done that one, so it doesn't matter. So what happened? Why am I here? Where's the smile gone? Why am I not in a vest? Why am I not bursting with vigour? Why is there a cigarette in my hand? Well, so I was double training all week. That's not a technical term, it just meant I got up really early in the morning, went to the gym, worked all day, went to the gym, came home, collapsed. Anyway, last night I went out and I saw lots of people who knew me, and yeah, I'm happy to take it in my own hands as that what happened was some form of my own creation, but only to a certain degree. But there was no warmth, and as the man behind me says, when you gaze long into the abyss also gazes into you. It was a warning. And when you add alcohol into this equation, everything gets, it gets fast. So I went cold. I then got taken from this place to another place, which I stood in, and I was lost. It's a different world. Yet it's a world that exists and functions very well, because there's lots of people, young people, in a very kind of primal stance. The men are very primal. It's guys who want women. They want to fuck. And I'm not going to lie, go out with the intention to get a fuck. We all like a good fuck. I'm not going to stand here and pretend that I go to the gym every day and I want to start boxing, and everything else is just, I transcend it all as if it's something I don't do, because at the end of the day, yeah, I'd like one right now. Oh, I wanted one when I woke up. I'd like one right now. I want one in half an hour. I want one when I'm having a shower. I'll probably want one when I'm sat on the toilet taking a shit. It's fine. So I left the people that had taken me there without saying anything and went. And I laughed at myself. I was in a very much a take yourself serious mood until that point. But what I realised I'd done was tripped. I tripped up. Yeah, I knew what made me happy. I said it out loud that I'd pursue what made me happy. And I tripped. I did the things that I categorically know and can write down on a list of things not to do, Jamie, because they make you fucking unhappy. I did them. And I had to laugh at myself because I expected the outcome to be different to all the other times it was before. Of course it wasn't going to be. So, what's happening now in the process is I've been to town, I've been shopping, and I felt like I wanted to, I don't want to come clean. I think it's unfair to publicise oneself as a fucking hero, because I ain't no fucking hero. You know that now. I wanted you to know how I walked through town today, and town looked ugly to me. And the world is your mirror kind of idea. I hope not. I really do hope not. But then I realised that I noticed the ugliness because I felt ugly and I felt uncomfortable. So everybody else seemed uncomfortable. People didn't want to speak. People didn't want to smile. Neither did I. And, I spent the entire thing with like a fucking left hook just wired. I wanted to be at the gym. I just wanted to unload it again and again and again. Maybe throwing some tears for fucking dramatic effect. But all I could do was get my shopping. And so I'm here now, and I'm about to sit with someone for a coffee who was on the same counselling course as I did, and, I'll go through this, they'll go through their shit, and then I can go to the gym, and that left hook won't be there, it'll be somewhere else. But I just don't know. I kind of want to freeze, I want to freeze in front of you. And I want you to know, as we talked about earlier, the steps, which came to me. It was quite good. That I like that. I'll use that in a more structural way sometime. But I tripped. And I smile now because underneath like the aching head and the dehydration and the taste of cigarettes and the smell of my room and the disarray, there's still the other side. The dualism is very much apparent to me. There is a strength kind of knocking behind my eyes going, don't worry, like, you're going to get up soon, you fucking idiot. Like, you have to get up. So, now this has to turn into some kind of closing words of advice of some degree. Not that it's fair to offer anyone advice, unless they take it and fucking crumble. But I suppose you've got to ask yourself, underneath the layers that you've made, because you're doing something that you do all the time, no matter what it could be. It could be constant exercise, Are you falling downstairs, or are you climbing them? And I suppose I know now that I spent the first 5 days of this week climbing stairs, and last night I tripped, but I'm not at the bottom of those stairs. I'm just increasingly aware of the pull for me to put one foot underneath my other foot whilst I'm climbing the stairs. I'm still not sure why. Well, I am. It's fucking habitual nature. It's nothing else. So yeah, just take a look at what you do. You sit at home and eat shit every day because it makes you feel good. So you feel good, you're rewarded. But that's just because you're used to it and it's what you do to feel good. It's not actually doing you any favours. You're fucking falling downstairs. You're thick-skinned. You're falling downstairs. You know? I go out and get drunk. You know, I'm used to it. I feel hurt. I also feel solid. I take myself seriously. It's ridiculous. You know? I'm falling downstairs. Now I'm going to finish talking to you because you're probably fucking looking at your watches, looking around the room, going, it was all good when we fucking heard the step metaphor for the first time. That was pretty clever. And now he's fucking announced that he made it up on the spot with no previous planning. Well, you know, the guy's quite smart for a fucker who trips himself up all the time. But I've lost what I'm saying. I always lose what I'm saying. It happens. Maybe they're right about the bullet points. But anyway, just take a look. Because I see myself now, there's a mirror just there, I can't see it, but I can stand here and carry on talking to you, and I can see myself talking. And I can remind myself that I'm physically grown, I'm fucking mentally grown, no matter what they say. And I don't want you sitting there being all disappointed, like I said at the beginning. Yeah, it's disappointing, fucking hell, I'm disappointed. But I promised myself I'd give myself an easier time about all this shit. So I'm going to, you know. I can feel the venom inside me. I can feel me wanting to attack. I want to attack all these people. I want to make public my venom, my own twisted venom. I want to, you know, sprout my opinions of fucking distaste to all these people. I want to use words like pathetic and vindictive and there's lots of words he says. I've only been able to pluck 2 out. But, you know, I can probably turn them on myself as well every now and again. And c'est la vie. So, there is no longer a time to make any excuses and blame the mother that left or the father that kicked out or anything else that fucking happened along the way. And for everybody else, there's no more time to blame the boyfriend who left you heartbroken, or the girl that left you mangled, or the guy who fucking beat you to shit even though you didn't know him and left you a quivering wreck. There is no more time left to fucking blame any of those things anymore, because it's an excuse. And they will get you fucking nowhere. They will surround you with people who are full of fucking pity for the weak. And pity is disgusting. Support is good. And it just happens so naturally. There's no warning lights. There's no fucking t-shirts with labels being worn. It just happens. And it's nice. It's nice to feel protected in times when we feel like we're fucking wounded by battles. But I think it's good to feel wounded, and I think it's good to be able to stand up fucking wounded and carry on going, even though you're fucking bleeding out of some metaphorical orifice. I think it's good to stand up, and it's fucking good to keep on going, and it's good to fucking grind away, and it's good to feel like something might happen, you know. Ignore hope, fuck hope. Don't go out there blindly thinking if I carry on doing this, something wonderful is going to happen one day, because that's called fucking waiting, and waiting doesn't work. I think it's good. Instead of cowering down like I've done so many times and fucking sitting there in this fucking shell of oneself, just waiting for people to go, are you alright? What's happened? And then fucking regale the entire story to them so they can turn around and go, oh, that's horrible. Oh, they were horrible. Don't worry about them. They're horrible. And watch entire worlds change because opinions of people are created around a wound. Not a person, a fucking wound, you know. Do you see my hands? I mean, I don't know if you can see them. They're covered in bruises and stuff. That's not me. That's just hands that get used, you know. Never hit anyone once or twice. But they just get used every day. You don't look at my hand, so don't look at any other wounds, you know. And don't fucking, especially when someone wounds a reflection of someone who isn't even holding the wounds, you know. Anyway, my fucking metaphor's getting close to home. I don't know. I'm feeling lonely, but in a good way, you know. It's a choice I made. Go it alone. Wolfy boy, eh? Wolfy boy, like the dreams I had when I was a wolf. Just running at the sea. That's all I did. Had it like 3 nights in a row and then it stopped. And I knew when it stopped that it wasn't a good reason it stopped. I was just a wolf and I could run like a fucker, and I got closer and closer to the sea, but I never got there. I know what that meant. And if I have to tell you, well, it's not a problem. But anyway, look, I am wittering now, and I could witter and witter and witter. You know, lack of company, etc, etc, etc. But at the end of this, you know, we did the whole thing, ask yourself, are you tripping up, da 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 da. We've moved on now, naturally, with this, you know, my brain does that. So, you know, I'm not, don't look at me with disappointment, and don't go, oh fuck, the smile's gone off his face. He was so encouraging when he was smiling and bright and talking about the gym and getting fit and beating the demons. Don't worry, because that's still happening. All I wanted to do from day one is, with no structure at all, just let you know that, like, you can fall and you can. Dualism exists within most of us, and it's the fighting of one and the other. That's where it gets fucking messy. And what I'm doing now is showing you that it's okay for me to stand here and say, fucked up a little bit, you know. People, as I was told by a good friend of mine, he was like, your fuck up is a million miles better than other people's fuck ups, but it still feels like that fucking big fuck up of everyone else when I do it. It's my fuck up. But it's alright, because we can get up. So, I'm going to finish this coffee. I'm going to go jump in the shower to just freshen myself up. I've got that coffee tab as well. But after that, you know, I'm going to go down the gym. And, you know, that load had left. You can just go, crack, 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 crack. I can feel everything. And maybe it's not good to be imagining, not necessarily people, but metaphorical images of the punch bag, and you're hitting them, you're hitting what you hate. And that's what I'll do. Maybe it's not good, maybe it is, but hey, it's a fucking drive. And yeah, walking around town today, there's a sincere lack of it. Anyway, take what you want from this, but take something. Have a good day.
Don't be inspired by their shitty grins of nothing. Don't get lost deep in their bowels of pain. Don't act like them because they keep looming on.